Every night, parents and kids face the same battle: homework. Did you know that over 60% of students say homework is their top source of stress? That's right. It's not exams or grades, it's the daily grind of assignments piling up. Shocking, isn't it? For many families, homework time feels like a never-ending struggle, leading to tears, frustration, and arguments. According to a study from the National Education Association, students in high school spend an average of 3.5 hours a week on homework, and for younger kids, that's still around 2 hours. With all this pressure, it's no wonder kids can't seem to muster any love for homework. But what if we told you there's a better way? In this video, we'll explore why expecting kids to love homework is unrealistic and how this mindset sets everyone up for failure. We'll share surprising facts, clever strategies, and practical tips that can turn homework from a daily hassle into an opportunity for growth. Are you ready to transform your approach and inspire your child to love learning, even if they never love homework? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Myth of the Homework Lover, Debunking Parental Expectations. Most of us imagine that with the right setup, kids will sit down, focus, and happily complete their assignments. But that's rarely the case. Studies have shown that 85% of children feel more stressed and less interested in learning when forced to do repetitive tasks. Hattie, 2019. Why? The reason is that kids naturally crave exploration and variety, not routine tasks like homework. Expecting a child to love homework often sets everyone up for disappointment. Dr. Alfie Kohn, author of The Homework Myth, argues, homework often becomes a nightly battleground, and it doesn't need to be that way. Kohn's research showed that students in elementary school gain almost no academic advantage from homework. So if your child seems reluctant, it's not defiance, it's simply that they're not wired to enjoy hours of after-school assignments. Instead of trying to make homework fun, shift the focus. Set a timer for a short work period, and then give them a break. Even something like 20 minutes of focused work followed by 10 minutes of free time can make a huge difference. This technique, often called the Pomodoro method, helps them feel that the work has a defined end, making it feel more manageable. Let your child decide what they'll do with their break: drawing, playing with a toy, or grabbing a snack. The choice empowers them, reducing the forced feel. Another helpful approach is making homework social. Invite a friend over or create a study group. Research from Harvard suggests that students who learn in a social setting retain more information and are more motivated. It's less about loving homework and more about making the process feel less isolating. Chapter 2. Brains in Rebellion. Why homework feels like a chore to kids. Have you ever noticed how resistant your child can get when asked to do something they didn't choose? It turns out this isn't just laziness. A child's brain is hardwired to resist anything that feels restrictive. Dr. Sarah Blakemore, a neuroscientist, explains, the adolescent brain has a heightened sensitivity to reward, which makes structured, non-rewarding tasks feel extra challenging. Homework often feels like a chore because it doesn't stimulate the parts of the brain responsible for curiosity and reward. In a study by Stanford University, 56% of students cited homework as their primary source of stress. The brain finds no intrinsic motivation to complete worksheets or review materials, especially after a full day of school. So, how do you make homework less of a struggle? Let them set small, achievable goals. For example, if they have a math sheet, ask them how many problems they want to finish in 10 minutes. Breaking tasks down gives kids a sense of control, making the work less daunting. Another trick is turning routine tasks into mini-games. If they have to memorize vocabulary, you can create a quick quiz with prizes like stickers or extra screen time. Another brain-friendly approach? Add movement. Studies have shown that physical activity increases focus and learning retention by up to 20%. Have your child do some jumping jacks, run up and down the stairs, or even take a quick walk outside before settling down. Physical movement actually activates brain regions that make focusing on tasks easier. By incorporating these breaks, you're helping them build better focus without the struggle. Chapter 3. Fun Ain't Free. how forced learning turns play into pain. The school day itself is long, often draining kids' mental and emotional energy. When kids finally get home, they need time to recharge, but homework often interrupts this. Researchers from the University of Toronto found that unstructured play improves cognitive flexibility, social skills, and emotional resilience. Kids actually learn through play, making it crucial to their growth. But when homework gets in the way of that, kids feel robbed of their fun time, which makes them view it negatively. Think about it this way. Imagine if your job required you to take work home every single night. Even the most dedicated worker would struggle to stay motivated. Kids are no different. Homework, when seen as an extension of school, feels like it's taking away their free time, creating resentment instead of motivation. A great strategy is setting up homework-free zones in the week. Let them have specific days where there's no homework expectation, like Fridays or Saturdays. This gives kids something to look forward to and respects their need for unstructured time. Use this free time to encourage creative activities that boost problem-solving skills, like building with Lego, drawing, or even baking. Another option is offering alternatives to standard homework. Many schools are open to parent feedback. You might ask your child's teacher if assignments could be project-based or hands-on rather than just worksheets. For example, a study by Project Zero at Harvard shows that kids are more engaged when learning is tied to real-world tasks. If the homework is about plants, you could help them plant seeds in the garden and observe their growth instead of just reading about it. Hands-on learning builds more genuine interest and knowledge retention. If you're finding this information helpful, consider subscribing for more insights and strategies to make parenting easier. Chapter 4. The Homework Trap. When academic pressure crushes curiosity, school today often feels like a marathon, and homework can turn it into a sprint that never ends. Kids are already feeling intense academic pressure. In fact, a study from the American Psychological Association found that teens rate their stress levels as higher than adults do, with homework cited as a top stressor. When school feels like a constant job, kids can start seeing learning as something they have to do rather than want to do. Instead of pushing them to complete every single assignment perfectly, try focusing on the process rather than the end result. Celebrate their effort, not just the final grade. This helps kids realize that learning isn't only about getting things right, it's about exploring and improving. According to Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset, students who see learning as a process are more resilient and engaged. When a child finishes even part of a challenging assignment, tell them you're proud of their effort instead of just the accuracy. Another helpful approach? Let your child teach you what they've learned. A study by Washington University in St. Louis found that students who teach material to others recall more information. Ask your child to explain a math problem or a science fact they're studying. When they have to explain concepts, it often helps them process and understand better than just finishing up to meet a requirement. Teaching can be both fun and empowering. Also, build a realistic homework routine that fits their energy levels. Instead of tackling everything in one go, try a split schedule. For instance, if they're overwhelmed with math, reading, and writing, break it up over a few sessions with short breaks. Research from the University of Illinois shows that short breaks can improve focus and performance on tasks by up to 16%. Let them choose the order of subjects to create a sense of control over their workload. Chapter 5. Creativity crushed. How traditional homework stifles original thinking. Traditional homework often follows a strict formula: copy this, solve that, repeat. But kids are naturally creative, and repetitive tasks can stifle their ability to think outside the box. Dr. Ken Robinson, author of Creative Schools, explains that rigid assignments often discourage curiosity. Children thrive on creativity, and worksheets rarely let them explore their unique ideas. So, what can you do? Try transforming typical homework tasks into more creative projects. If your child has to write a report on a historical figure, suggest creating a day in the life journal entry instead. This lets them bring their subject to life. Or if they're working on math, try framing problems around their interests. For example, if they love cooking, turn fractions into a recipe exercise, measuring ingredients together. This can help make abstract concepts more concrete. Letting kids approach tasks in ways that feel interesting to them fuels creativity. Researchers at the University of Sydney found that students who are allowed creative choice are more engaged and motivated. Giving kids a bit of freedom within the assignment doesn't mean they're not doing the work. It just means they're connecting with it in a way that resonates with them. For younger kids, turn simple review activities into playful games. Flashcards don't need to be boring drills. They can be part of a treasure hunt around the house or a matching game with points. Make it a fun challenge instead of a forced task. And always be open to letting your child share their unique perspective. Ask open-ended questions like, "How do you see this problem?" or "What's one thing you think could make this task more fun?" Showing that their opinions matter goes a long way in keeping curiosity alive. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and insights on making parenting easier.